Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good night.
Good evening. Good evening. This is our impromptu driver's briefing. We'll just let it build up for a little tiny bit because we're trying something new again, just to keep ourselves on our toes. We are broadcasting this hopefully to YouTube and to Facebook on a Nemo Raceway page at the same time. Mr. Rummel,
Facebook is working.
Is it?
I can see it's working, and
Awesome.
YouTube working as well.
Look at that. That's good. We'll let the viewership build for a minute. Welcome to anybody joining us to the maison of Hazelwood and Rumble at the moment. How are you? How's your day been?
Very good, very good.
Mine's just been upgraded because I've got a Peroni.
Yes, that is Peroni number 1.
And yeah, we got lucky because we managed to not be at the track for the last hour or so for some of the special people that we've had to come and arrive since we've not been there, so we haven't had to deal with them, which is lovely.
Yes, that is an upgrade.
It is an upgrade, yeah. So, well, here we are on the eve of the Nemo Dirt GP. So, super exciting, and we are very excited to welcome you all tomorrow and also today for the guys that we've seen at the track. We've been on it since 7 this morning, so a little bit tired. Trying to get lots of people in, lots of motorhomes in, and caravans and tents and all that sort of stuff. So, a big thank you from myself and Mark for all you guys that have just listened to what we were asking you to do and got set up where we needed you to. So really appreciate that. It was really difficult. We had a crazy uptake on people that wanted to, be overnight, which is great, but also made it quite difficult for us. So thank you for just following the advice by and large. Obviously, there's always a couple of special ones that give us a bit of a challenge, but makes it fun. Something like that.
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah. So we're just going to quickly run through the race format in case anybody hasn't seen it or has forgotten it from their pack that came out. A few little quirks and stuff. How we'd like to try and get the pitting for the majority, which I'm sure most of you guys have seen that. But we'll just quickly run through it again. So we'll start from the top. Said, welcome everybody. Looking forward to having you here for the race. We're going to have gates open officially at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Obviously, I'm sure if you arrive a little bit earlier than that, you'll find the gates are open, and you will find myself and Mark and potentially Lee if he's out of bed. We've kicked him out of bed, or he's wet the bed or something. He might be up. Parking up the cars. We're going to probably have to double stack some of you guys coming in, and we're going to fill from the end nearest the pitting area first. So if you do make that effort and get out of bed early, you're also then going to get to park very close to where you're going to be pitting. So there's a good incentive to get up, because we're going to be filling up the farthest and then moving back out the field.
Yeah, close to the marquee. And
down the side. But yeah, so just come into sight, you'll see us, we'll direct you down where we're going. Please just be a little bit flexible with us. We're going to be doing our absolute best. We've got lots of people to get in. Super excited. Obviously, we'll make sure we don't get running before we've got everybody in and settled. So hopefully we're going to be able to be on our schedule. Certainly no plans to not be, and we've been pretty good at being on schedule.
Yep.
Practice will start obviously at of round 1 of practice with e-buggy sharp at 8:30 on the line.
8:30 on the line.
And what does that mean, Mr. Rumble? What do we need out before 8:30?
Top heat marshals. So, in fact,
let's give it a roll call.
Run through who these are, who the top heat drivers are.
And they're going to lead by example, not like all of the other races where I'm having to run around like a runny round thing trying to get marshals out. The top guys, you know the drill. We're starting at 8:30 sharp. There's not going to be some other big massive announcement that we're getting going. We will just be getting going at 8:30. So top guys out to marshal 8:25.
Those top guys being Callum Niblett, Lee Martin, Neil Cragg, Graham Allsop, Johnny Skidmore, Lewis Jones, Jamie Clancy, Kev Brunsden, Tommy Hall, Freddie Thompson, Will Skidmore, Mike Lewis, Jamie Hall and Jimmy Whitehall. So they are your Heat 9 Nitro buggy. They're your top heat Nitro drivers.
I thought you said we had some good drivers coming.
I know. That's in the next list. Yeah. So they're your top heat guys. So all of you, you are going to be marshalling up first, as it is as every single race you ever attend. So Yes, 8:25. I want to see everyone there ready to marshal, and then we can get everything started and underway. It will be starting at 8:30, and if you're not there, then
we definitely don't want to be giving out penalties, but we will definitely be starting to do so, because it's been one of the only little gripes that we've had from these races that we've been putting on, which is marshalling. I think almost everybody in that field knows you do your race, you go straight out to marshal afterwards, not, when you've had a debrief and gone for a pee, picked up your burger and then decided to come and join in halfway through. So please, straight out to marshal. That's for practice, qualifying, finals, everything. It just
and we'll just
helps
get
everybody.
Yeah, and we'll just get it nipped in the bud, to be fair, because
when you say that,
you let it we'll try to be as accommodating as possible, but there is a point, there is a line, so let's not
marshal,
that.
just marshal. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're going to be starting, like we said, 8:30, and then the format for tomorrow is 3 rounds or 4 rounds of practice now?
3 rounds.
3 rounds of practice, and then we will have the first round of qualifying after said practice.
Yeah.
It'll all be running as to the schedule, which is online. We have slightly more wiggle room, I think, than that schedule shows. So there may be a slight delay at the end of each round before we move into the next one.
Yeah.
So that should work very, very nicely.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And so just for clarity on the timings of that, obviously it is 3 rounds of practice in heat order, and they are 3.5-minute practice runs. So it's all
Quick
timed.
turnaround.
Stand on your number as normal. Obviously, your pit man also needs to be standing on their number. Your sole individual pit man, who hasn't got 4 arms, has only got the 2 arms. So yes, 3.5 minutes, and then there'll be 3 of those, and then we'll be going obviously into the first round of normal qualification, 2-minute warm up, 5-minute qualifying run on the Saturday. On the Sunday, I'm presuming we're going to go straight into it. On the Sunday, we are then going to be doing the next 4 rounds of qualifying. So there are 5 rounds, 3 to count. Again, they're obviously going to be 5-minute runs, 2-minute warm up. And then we're going to be moving obviously into A, B, C, D finals on the Monday. Electric buggy drivers, electric buggy A main drivers, there will be 2 legs, 2 10-minute finals for the E-buggy A finalists. The B finalists, there is 1 single leg, and there will be bump ups into the A final.
So 14-car finals, 4 to bump all the way through. So it gives you a nice good chance to progress if you had something go wrong in qualifying, which should be good to see. 20-minute finals, half an hour for the main. We need to decide the two-legged e-buggy will be 10 minutes a piece to make it 20 minutes in total. Some more general stuff, no numbers on cars, so you don't need to worry about that. You can see everything, your results, your heat listings, exactly what's going on right at that moment, all on Live RC. Just head to Live RC, look for Nemo Raceway, and we'll pop right up, Dirt GP. You'll be able to see exactly what's going on. We've also installed a TV in the pitting area as well, which will show you what heat is running, what heat is next, and it'll also, hopefully, if we've got it right, display the drivers that are in that upcoming heat. So you'll be able to literally just pop into the center of the marquee, and you'll be able to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Right, past that, face masks. Face masks absolutely everywhere, please. Same criteria as all of our last races. It's mandated by the umbrella that we come under, which is the Motorsports Association. So as soon as you go on site, face masks on, unless you're having something to eat or having a drink. Chalky, that doesn't mean you can just walk around all day long with a can of Coke in your hands, because we'll kind of work out what you're doing, possibly. Maybe. So face masks on.
And it's unhealthy for you.
Yes, indeed. At least make it Diet Coke.
Yeah.
High-vis. You need to have your own high-vis on, please, when you go out to marshal. You need to have your own gloves on as well when you go out to marshal. That is mandatory. As like I said, no numbers on the cars. Just reading from my notes down here. I've not lost interest already. Like I said, everything will be on Live RC, so you'll be able to see what's going on. Always welcome to come to the back of race control. Come and see Mark or myself in there. We have to tell you exactly what is going on.
You headed in the right direction?
Hopefully so. One-way system, all the same for anyone that's been to Nemo Raceway before. It stays the same for anybody new. We have a one-way system that works. You queue up on your number on your warm-up benches. You go into the or your mechanic will go into the pitting area. Again, on your number, it's numbered in there. Driver goes up onto the rostrum. You do your run, and then you leave to your right-hand side, or actually, when you turn around, it'll be your left-hand side. But down the other set of stairs opposite to the ones that you came up, and then you walk around the back of the rostrum. So there's a one-way flow. If everybody could just adhere to that, make sure, I know when you're in a panic or something, it might be easy to just head to the nearest staircase, but if you can just do the one-way flow, it is part of our criteria for insurances and stuff like that. So appreciate you doing it.
And stand on your numbers on the rostrum. So yeah, unless of course you are agreeing with someone that you're swapping on their number on that point on the rostrum, I don't care, so long as you're on your right number, or you've swapped with someone and you have an agreement in place with that individual. As opposed to,
like Mark said, one mechanic per car. That's one mechanic per car. It's self-explanatory. Lost child point is at the back of race control. Again, as I always say, that doesn't mean it's the Nemo creche that when you've fed up with your kid after 10 minutes that you can come and drop it off to Mr. Rumble for a little bit of
Auntie Rumble.
Indeed, that's an extra service.
Nanny Rumble.
Part number MR01.
Goodness gracious,
we'll get it listed up. We're going to move the free complimentary burger, which is on us, to Sunday night, not Saturday night. So if you are watching this, if you could just let anybody else know that the free burger will be on to the Sunday night. We still want to do it. We've had a hell of a week to get this race on with the weather that we've had to deal with. So we are relatively broken, and we were still playing with puddles and buckets, but not long ago. So we need to just play catch up on getting those supplies, which we're going to do overnight tomorrow. Yeah, for Sunday. Parts of the field are quite soft still. So some of what we've been doing today and where we've been parking people is with that in mind, trying to give it as much chance as possible, because it's looking fantastic for the weekend. Like, we're going to have some great weather. Fingers crossed. Nice
well, it's meant to
be mega.
Roasting.
Very excited to get it put on. If you could check Live RC to make sure you have your PT number. Mark is just going to actually quickly list out the names of ones that for whatever reason we don't. So even if you may have sent it in, or it's come on Messenger or by pigeon or anything else like that, we haven't got it for whatever reason. So these guys, please, if you can, message us tonight, midnight, whenever.
Send me a message preemptively. If you have to come and see me in the morning, then come and see me in the morning. But remember that there's a lot of other things that need to happen. So get me your PT number straight away.
I've just seen Mother Rumble pop up online. Hello, Mother Rumble. That's exciting to see you watching. And if there is anybody that's got any comments, actually just throw them down the side. Get them down the side and we'll get them answered up right now.
Perfect. So the e-buggy drivers that I don't have PT numbers for is an amount. Dan Austin, Jazrut Banzal, Luke Bennett, Liam Brocklehurst, I do have yours. Kev Brunsden, Dave Gibson, William Goodwin, Darren Hayden Ball, Lewis Jones, Tyler Little, Lee Maggs, Dave Main, Harry Mears, Ian Payne, and Ewan Timilty. I don't have PT numbers for any of you guys, so you need to give me your PT number. You may have already submitted it, but I don't have it in the system for whatever reason. So if you could send it over again, that would be great. Nitro Buggy, Matt Box, I don't have a PT number. Colin Brennan, Joe Chu, Carl Chillingsworth, Daniel Clark, Sam Cogley, Ricky Cooper, Peter David Priestley, Dana Evans, Martin Hadley, Luke Hobson, Joss Hooper, John Houghton, Robert Johnson, I have your PT number. Jonathan May, Dave Main, Darren Moon, Alan O'Brien, Jason Patey, Paul Rose, the list continues, people. Chris Sharp-Simkis, Ian Slater, John Soundy, Adrian Svensson, Andy Tanner, Ewan again, Chris Willits. They're the Nitro guys that aren't going to be counting unless I get a PT number. The magical PT fairy is on holiday.
It's you.
It's me, yeah, sadly. She's lovely. And then in Nitro Truck, loads of PT numbers. Paul Armistead, Winston Barnett, Matt Bridge, Gareth Capper, Chris Carlisle, Daniel Clark, Simon Hamblett, Ian Payne, Ruben Shakespeare, Chris Sharp, Simkis, Nick Simerson, Ian Slater, and Adrian Svensson. I all need your PT numbers.
Give us your PT, Svenners.
The Sven dog.
We probably have, and it's just not been listed. So yeah.
But send it over safe than sorry.
Definitely.
And we'll obviously get them all uploaded into Live RC, and then you don't have to do it again. So it'll be. It'll be wonderful. So I'm just going to quickly check on the side because that's our main points out of the way, I think. Obviously, first aid point is Nemo Race Control. Again, if you have any issues, come straight to us and we'll get you heading in the right direction. We're going to have Elise Brunson on the gate again, just making sure that everybody that is on site should be there because they're there for the racing and not just watching. Unfortunately, we can't just have spectators at the moment still. Toilets, obviously they're self-explanatory. You'll see them. We've also laid on another 4 porta-poos as well to write off, I guess, at some point. They are brand new, however.
One of them's not brand new because I had a go in it already. But anyway, don't tell anyone that's secret. So from the side, we've just got some nice shout outs. So that's cool. We're just making sure there's any questions that anybody wants answering. Good to see lots of people watching. So thank you for that. Cheers, Chris. Ali Ross, we love you. Sam Mughal. Love him too.
Legend.
Good man. Cool. So no questions I see on the side.
Glazer, I've got your PT number.
Look at that.
Panic.
Look at that. Jeremy Courts. Cheers, dude. Good to see you online. I haven't seen you since Sicily, Italy Worlds.
Oh,
it was a while ago. So.
Blimey.
Yeah, cool to see you online. Carl O'Connor, for God's sake, take me to. Good man. Come on, Carl. We'll make you the transponder police. Just sent. Perfect. So I think that's it. We don't want to detain people listening to us babbling on.
No, my phone's blowing up.
The biggest thing for me is we will be just getting straight on with it at 8:30, unless something weird has gone on. So yeah, please be on the line, ready. Heat 1, round 1, practice 1.
E-buggy is up first, so E-buggy Heat 1 is up first. There's obviously a second heat of E-buggy, and just E-buggy's up first. E-buggy.
What's up first, Mr. Rumble?
I think it's the.
Is it E-buggy?
It's that one, and trucks up next, and then obviously we go into the 9 heats of Nitro Buggy, and just from myself on our closing notes is obviously it's amazing. You know, we're so pleased to be able to run this race. I think
look at the weather. The weather's
been booked. You know, with everything that everyone has been dealing with in the last year, it's amazing for us to be able to.
One thing.
Oh, all right,
and it's a big one as well. Crikey. It's a big one. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight to get everybody in. I'm confident. We're confident. We've tried our absolute hardest to make sure we can do so. We had an unprecedented amount of people that wanted to do some caravanning camping, which is great, but it's obviously it's put us up against it a little bit. So if we have to double park you and double stack you, that's obviously what we're going to have to do because absolutely, with no exception, we cannot have any cars out on the road. So that is not an option. It's got to be inside the gate. Even if you have to stack it on top of my car and Mark's car, and we'll get a forklift and do that. But there cannot be anybody out on the road, guys, please. No. We've obviously, like I said, we're going to have Elise Brunson on the gate, so she'll be able to see that, but it's just not an option for us. We've got to keep the powers that be happy. As ever, we'll be under scrutiny. Lots of you guys already know that. We get a lot of heat from some of the locals and stuff, so we're trying to do our best to keep that peace happy and everything else, and not be a nuisance to people, and be able to provide these races for everyone, which, like Mark just was saying, we're absolutely super excited to do, and thank you very much for coming to support it. And we will see you bleary-eyed, because I'm going to have another Peroni.
Good Lord.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah. And Perfect. It's an amazing weekend. Weather's booked.
One last thing. We need to say a massive, massive thank you to a lot of people, but in particular, Don and Ben from Plymouth. That have been helping us all day with matting and parking, and they're still doing it right now while we've come home to do the rest of the bits and pieces and get the race ready. They've been there, amazing, helping everybody get parked up and stuff. So a massive thank you to them, and apologies for anyone that was rude to you on trying to
On
do your
arrival.
bit for us. So yeah, awesome guys. Thanks very much. We love you all, and we will see you nice and early in the morning when we get to go and do some racing.
See you in the morning.
Bye-bye, drivers.